Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, WWE had some big plans for Giovanni Vinci until they fired him.
Elektra Lopez is gone from WWE.
Trish Stratus could be back in WWE soon.
And a top TNA contract is set to expire this week.
Our lights just went off, but you probably didn't see that because
The Undertaker's in the studio. I'm Adam Wilborn.
Yeah, I'm just speaking over you, all video.
This is the news.
All right, let's kick this one off by figuring out how to put the lights back. I don't know.
Hang on.
Giovanni Vinci. I'll speak about him.
Fixed it.
I mean, you killed Kenny Omega. He took a bump off of that. Bring him back. Gee, he's just returned. What are you doing? Bloody hell.
Kick stuff.
I'm going to tell someone, Kenny Omega's parents on you. Oh, no. Yeah, they'll beat you up. Giovanni Vinci.
Yeah.
So WWE, unless you've been sleeping under a rock over the weekend, which fair play, rocks are comfortable.
Yeah.
WWE released a bunch of people. I think we're up to 15 in total now. AOP, Gallows and Anderson, Isla Dawn, Giovanni Vinci, for me, was one of the names that stood out the most.
Yeah.
Because what a weird year he's had, right? He gets pulled out of Imperium, they kick him out.
Yeah.
He goes off TV for like 4 months. They do some vignettes. He's coming back. He's got the sweatsuit.
Loved it.
Doing some rich Playboy gimmick similar to what he was doing in NXT. And then he gets squashed by Apollo Crews once. He gets squashed by Apollo Crews twice. And then he's gone, he's not on TV, and now he's been fired.
Weird.
What a weird run. Proper old school burial, that.
Yeah.
Proper. They built him up and then just tore him down straight away. And they did nothing with him. And apparently there were some big plans for him before they decided to just bury him for some reason. We don't get to use the B word that often these days because it doesn't happen very much. But according to Fightful Select, some people were really high when they were in the company. They weren't smoking reefer and playing FIFA, but they were high on Vinci. When they were creating those vignettes for him last year. But this didn't end up being conveyed on television. Most people that Fightful spoke to believe that Vinci was pushed down the card with them knowing he wouldn't be brought back. Now, Dave Meltzer has some similar stuff on this as well. He said that WWE had a great idea for Vinci with the rich Playboy gimmick, which is kind of what he did in NXT.
Yeah.
But it didn't really come to fruition in the end. So yeah, his is a really weird situation. His situation makes me yearn for the days of shoot interviews.
I was about to say that, yeah.
Yeah, because he would jump on a video, probably with a guy who should be in jail, because a lot of those shoot interviews are like that. No shade on people who aren't RF video, but he would jump on an interview and he would just let rip.
Yeah.
If this was 2007, it's not this era anymore, so we may never know the truth. He has been on WWE saying thank you for the opportunities and he's been on Twitter, sorry, and I'm grateful for the people I worked with and stuff. But something clearly happened here. And I think we just don't know the full truth.
Yeah,
we probably never will.
Yeah, we're not going to find that out. Oh, it's a shame this because it's been so strange for him. Like you say, they move up as Imperium without him. He sort of develops his own solo character in NXT, as you mentioned. Then they're like, no, stick him back in Imperium. That seems fine. Then he's kicked out. Then the Playboy stuff, and you're like, okay, here we go, singles run. And then the 2 losses. The first one, I thought, okay, that's going to build to him like just being really pissed off. And he's lost again. And then he just disappeared and they didn't use him anymore. It's a shame because he's so talented. That's all I've seen people saying, obviously. Be very interested to see where he ends up next. I think he's got huge potential, whoever does pick him up, because, something's gone on here and I don't think we're going to know the truth for a long old while. Yeah,
exactly. And I think his is a weird one because, like, the reason that Fightful reported, and Andrew Pollard spoke about this yesterday, was that people believe there's some round of NXT call-ups coming, so related to that. But, like,
he wouldn't be anywhere near the top of the list. Not that I'm suggesting other people should on instead of him.
And it's like he already had a role in Imperium.
Yeah.
Like, he already had a spot. It's not like putting him and Kaiser on TV together was taking away from other people, because Kaiser's still on TV, so they would have been together. This one doesn't make any real sense to me whatsoever, but I think that he won't be short of suitors. No. I think he'll end up in AEW or New Japan or every big company will be trying to sign him, and some of the other people that have been released as well.
TNA losing a top talent this week. There's going to be a spot.
They are. Another bald guy out, bald guy in.
There's
fair trade. They can both work, brother. So yeah, I think he'll be fine. But I just think it sucks for everyone, obviously. But I'm really confused by
Yeah.
Vinci and his situation. Strange.
But like you say, he's been a part of a round of cuts seemingly in WWE, and another name was released just yesterday. PW Insider reporting on Sunday that Elektra Lopez is gone from WWE. There was a bit of speculation before this was confirmed because she was moved into the alumni section, and that's never a good sign for wrestlers. So she joins Cedric Alexander, Sonya Deville, as Andy mentioned, AOP, Paul Ellering, Blair Davenport, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and Isla Dawn as part of this round of cuts. Just a real surprise that these people have gone. Some people I can understand more than others, without question. But Elektra Lopez, I really enjoyed. She's obviously been a part of Legado del Fantasma. She sort of was a part of them in NXT. Then they all moved up to the main roster. She did a bit on her own in NXT, which was really enjoyable. And then she reunited with them when they sort of split from the LWO. Last time we saw her wrestling, she's only had one singles match, to be fair, in April of 2024. A win over Zelina Vega post-WrestleMania. But she also, most recently, was in the US title tournament, losing that triple threat with Tiffany Stratton and Naomi in there as well. A real shame for Elektra Lopez because she has showed so much potential, in my opinion, as part of Legado. And she fit really nicely as part of that group. I thought they worked really well. You had Santos, you have Los Garza, and then you had her as well. She was also a part of the family briefly in NXT, which is a load of fun. But another one, best luck with whatever she does next.
Yeah, more of a character than a wrestler on TV. Just look at her in-ring usage rate, right? I don't think that's a controversial statement or anything.
Good for hopping up on the apron to help Santos or Los Garza win a match.
Yeah, there you go. But there's been roles for characters like that in wrestling for about 70 years, you know? It's always, some of them you might, like when you hear WWE's doing cuts, right? You might think of people who aren't on TV. You might think of a Vinci because he's not been around in 6 months or 4 months or whatever. But Lopez was used pretty regularly on TV.
She might have been on SmackDown this week.
Yeah,
like there was definitely a Legado backstage segment.
There was. I don't remember if she was in it or not. But yeah, it's just like when someone's on TV one day and they're gone the next,
mad.
It's like, what? Okay, pardon me.
It's like, do the TV people know about this? Who's making these calls in the higher ups?
Yeah, and what are like the long-term plan? What's going on here? Are they just coasting on? Like, is there? If you've got plans for them, surely you don't fight. I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes these things don't make sense. Sometimes it's as simple and as cold as a guy walking into his office, loading up his spreadsheet and going, we can save this salary and this salary.
They do need to save money.
Yeah, they're just not making enough, are they? WWE is close to going out of business. TKO Group, man.
What was the number I saw for the Royal Rumble ticket sales? 15 million?
I think it was about £15,000 they made. So
idiots missed some zeros off the end of the ticket prices.
I'm not surprised they're going out of business with this stuff. But yeah, best wishes to everyone who was let go. Hope they pop up somewhere soon.
Yeah, numerous names you can expect to see elsewhere very soon.
Yeah, agreed. Right, Trish Stratus, what's going on with her? She might be back soon.
Ooh.
That's good. She was in the Royal Rumble. Big surprise. I mean, she's always in with a chance of appearing in these things because she's been in and out of WWE for ages.
Yeah.
She always comes back. She always does a good job. She did a good job in the Rumble. And apparently WWE might use her again. This is according to Fightful Select, stating that sources have indicated that Trish has been discussed for upcoming appearances. This was according to sources around the time of the Netflix premiere. When Fightful followed up on this, they were told that Trish will sometimes make pitches and that she is a constant piece of discussion for them. So she's like, if she has an idea, she's phoning up WWE and going, this would be good, shall we do it? And they say yes or no. She's apparently going to be involved in WWE in some way heading into Elimination Chamber, which is in her hometown
of course.
Toronto. Hey, Toronto had a really bad night halftime show in the Super Bowl last night, didn't it? Gee whiz.
It's the smile that made it for me.
Yeah, it's just, I have no beef with Toronto, but your most famous rapper is really bad. I hate Drake. He's garbage. He's worse than the Beatles.
It was fun to hear an entire stadium of people go, A minor. I was like, if that was about me, I'd be real sad right now.
There's tens of thousands of people calling you out.
Yeah.
But there you go. WWE has produced new merchandise, Fightful note as well, for the 25th anniversary of Trish's debut.
Wow. 25 years.
I remember when she first showed up managing Test and Albert.
Yes. Who could forget?
That was a fun horse tag team. Two big lads. Trish showing up with a cowboy hat on and everything else. Respect. Look, it's Trish Stratus. She's a huge name.
Yeah.
They should use her whenever they can.
Yeah, she's always ready to go, isn't she? Like, she was barely even noted as a surprise at the Rumble. It's just like, oh, great, Trish is here. Because she just seems so ever reliable, like you say. She's worked for Horsewoman quite a lot over the last few years, of course, with her past with Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, etc. I didn't even put together, of course, they're in Elimination Chamber. I just thought it's WrestleMania season. Obviously, you bring Trish Stratus in. If you've got a loose end, someone you want to have a big match at WrestleMania, but they're not involved in a title picture or a feud with someone, it's just sort of a no-brainer. I'll just have a work Trish because she's great all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've no doubt she'll be involved one way or another. I don't think she's going to be in the chamber, but she's going to be involved on that show without doubt.
She's going to be in the men's chamber. She's going to win it, and she's going to dethrone Cody Rhodes.
No one would see that one coming.
Take that.
Punk Cena. What about Trish?
Oh, it's time to rock and roll. She's won. She's the world champion.
My second favourite giggle after the laughing cow, probably, I'd say.
Different energies.
Different needs.
Yeah.
But from Trish Stratus and Test Albert to another TNA. That's right, it's TNA. With, as Andy teased, a bald top free agent.
It's Tessa Blanchard.
She's shaved her head.
Why not?
No, it's Josh Alexander. No real surprise here. Fightful Select confirming that yes, his contract is expected to expire on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Still time. It's Friday. You've still got time to get a card and some chockies or whatever.
Hurry up.
Obviously, loads of speculation around Josh Alexander. He quit the company at TNA Genesis after losing an I Quit match to Santana. I mean, he has worked a couple of TVs since then, but the writing's been on the wall for a long time, and I wouldn't be surprised if WWE sign him.
Yeah. So if I am WWE, I would look at signing Josh Alexander and doing the North with him and Ethan Page.
Yeah.
I think that the Ethan Page singles run has been broadly good in NXT, but at the same time, they are a really awesome tag team, and this would be a really good way to introduce Josh Alexander, who is a work rate demon when it comes to the bell to bell. But also, if I'm AEW, I would be going, he's a really good wrestler. I want to sign him.
Yeah.
And if I'm New Japan, I would be going, he's a really good wrestler. I want to sign him. And if I'm literally any other company that has money, I'd be like, yes, he good.
Well, TNA were saying he's a really good wrestler. We want to re-sign him. And he said, please don't pick up the option. Didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So he wants to test the free agency. I respect anyone who bets on themselves and goes, I'm going to get the best deal for me, instead of just settling for something. There's nothing wrong with just settling for something. Security's great, all that stuff.
My wife did, so.
But look, if you've got an option to explore your options, it's good. So best luck to him. I'm sure he's going to land somewhere very good for him.
Yeah, as we say, these sorts of things. Hope this wrestler gets paid because everyone, should be scrambling to sign Josh Alexander. A real talent. If they go by that, then he may pop up in NXT for a brief stint. But I think he's along with a long list of names with your Stephanie Vaquez, your Julias, etc., your Jordan Grace potentially, that is going to be NXT for a good time, not for a long time, because he's ready to go. You could have the North pop up on the main roster tomorrow for me. Or him on his own, because he's just so talented. I still remember relatively recently, in the last few years, him saying, I'm quitting my job to focus full-time on wrestling. And I was like, you're world champion. How are you?
Yeah. That's how it works, isn't it?
But then again, this is how this business works sometimes. And I'm glad to see him finally spreading his wings, although he's done great stuff in TNA.
And also TNA, it's like 2 dates a month. Because the way their tapings work and stuff. So it's like, if you can get paid by wrestling, I'm paid by engineering company or whatever.
Yeah.
Why the hell not? Get that double dip.
What are you up to the weekend, Josh? Not just work a pay-per-view.
Smelting some ore or whatever. It's much more skilled than what we do for a living, so fair play. He's a multi-discipline guy.
Yeah. We don't have to wear a head thing for our job.
Yeah, exactly. All we do is sit down and prattle about on videos. We got nothing. We got no skills whatsoever. But listen, you have skills.
Yeah.
And the skill is clicking on this video. You want to know about one secret from every year in WWE history? It's right here.
It's amazing.
You won't have heard about any of them.
Back with the afternoon news later. Bye.
Look at this thumbnail as well. It's so good.
Bye.
Bye.